Chapter 51. Happiness. If you want to be happy, be. Happiness is a state of mind. It has been widely found that, the key ingredients of happiness are good health, good relationships, and satisfying work. Although wealth is not related to happiness, and sometimes contributes to misery, research at the Brookings Institute in the United States, has found that there is a correlation between income levels and happiness, up to a certain point beyond which, wealth may not add to happiness. In a recent report, a money manager pointed out, that one of his clients, who made an average of 8% a year, earned 65% by investing in stocks. However, he was still unhappy when he learned that another client had made 80%. Studies in neuroeconomics have shown that our happiness is dependent on what we get, relative to what others get. One should realize that this is an unnecessary way of getting unhappy, and instead, learn to be happy within one's values, successes, and means in life. The Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, published by the American Psychological Association, found in a survey that happy people have competence, independence, closeness, and self-esteem. It is important that you have a high self-esteem and think of yourself in positive ways. Next, is that you be in a vocation or profession you enjoy and are good at, and that you do your job well. Further, you should be in control of your work or profession. Finally, you need to have some good close relationships that give you the warmth and comfort of family, friends, and others. Happiness is infectious, is the finding of Professor Peter Totterdill of the University of Sheffield. When people are happy and smile, others get infected by their mood and spread it. A good mood also improves focus and performance in a sport or an assignment, and a bad mood or temperament has the opposite effect. Research carried out by Nicholas Christakis of the Harvard Medical School, based on data collected in the Framingham Heart Study, found that happiness is infectious, and to the extent of 3 degrees of separation. That is to say, besides having happy families, friends, relatives, and colleagues, even their similar happy connections impact one's happiness. The ideal way to boost brain power is to have plenty of sex, as it results in 7 beneficial chemical reactions, including raising the level of oxytocin, which enables creative thinking, and a feeling of happiness, by release of serotonin. Ingredients for happiness include success, family support, entertainment, friends, meditation, free time, money, travel, positive experiences, love, acceptance, kindness, humor, success, sporting interests, friends, movies, work, and sex. So, we are responsible for our happiness, and it is all in our mind. Being optimistic and cheerful and smiling are the tools to achieve happiness. The best things in life which bring happiness are free, or cost very little. They are a walk or jog, meditation, a hot bath, deep breathing by the sea or woods, seeing a sunset or gazing at the stars, spending time with family and close friends, sharing stories and jokes, listening to music, reading a book, or having a drink. The Grant Study was a study of toppers of the John F. Kennedy School of Government, at Harvard Graduate School of Public Administration, who entered the university in the 30s. They were even at Harvard, rated the best. Their lives were pursued, and the study reveals a sorry tale of alcoholism, suicide, misery, depression, and death. George Vaillant, who oversaw this study over 42 years while these men's lives were tracked and studied, has a simple, but stark explanation, as to what happened to these men. What makes people happy, is love and good relationships, which they lacked. This is captured in the article, What Makes Us Happy, by Joshua Shenkin at The Atlantic. As life moves on from infancy, to childhood, to youth, to middle age, to old age, first physical, and then mental change, take place. In the pursuit of happiness, there are several influential factors. Extroverts tend to be happier than introverts, since social interactions have been found to make people happy. Income is another factor that increases people's happiness, but after a point, the law of diminishing returns applies. With the acceleration of technology, and the pace of life with higher standards of living, comes increased stress. The country of Bhutan has replaced the notion of gross domestic product, GDP, and per capita income, with GNH, the notion of gross national happiness that takes into account factors other than money. According to an organization called the New Economics Foundation, that computes the happiness of people in different countries, and is called Happy Planet Index. Many countries in Latin America rate high. They have strong family ties and traditions, they have plenty of sunlight, and the pursuit of pleasure is more important than the pursuit of wealth. Humans, of course, need to have satisfying work activity that they are passionately involved with. As the Chinese saying goes, if you want to be happy for a day, get drunk, for a week, kill a pig, for a month, get married, and for a lifetime, become a gardener. People's happiness seems to take on a graph, where happiness rises from childhood through youth, when the excitement of life and its challenges and ambitions it stimulates. Then falls in the middle age at around 50, and then rises again as acceptance and contentment set in, as a result of maturity, and emotions are handled better. Being closer to the end, perhaps make older people want to make the most of what is left. Very old age, again results in unhappiness as health fails. The brain's electrical response in high sensation seekers gets stimulated when they receive high visual and acoustic stimulation. They suffer from pathological boredom. They are seekers of greater excitement and thrilling activities, sex, and at times, resort to drugs and alcohol, though it provides a temporary fix, followed by a low. Hence, the vicious cycle to escape the low continues. Low sensation seekers' brains, on the other hand, show decreased electrical response in high stimulation situations. Suzanne Shu and Alan Neasy, professors of marketing at the University of California, recommend immediately cashing out, or using gift certificates or frequent flyer miles, as the normal tendency to postpone using them to a later day, often results in their lapsing. At the very least, a deadline of using it should be set, so that one does not lose out, which is very often the case. Enjoy life now, not later, they recommend, as later may never happen. Medical sociologist, Nicholas Christakis, director of the Human Nature Lab at Harvard University, and political scientist, James Fowler of University of California, San Diego, interviewed thousands of people and asked 4 simple questions. Are you happy? Are you hopeful of the future? Do you enjoy life? Do you feel you are as good as other people? Those who answered yes to all these questions were truly happy people. They also found that happy people's happy friends increase their chance of happiness by 25%, and friends by 10%. Happiness is contagious. So be with happy people. It was previously believed that stimulation of serotonin and dopamine, the happiness chemicals in the brain, was the only reason for the reduction of stress. However, exercising causes cells, structures and pathways in the brain to get stimulated. This too results in reduction of stress. This has been shown by research at the University of Colorado and the University of Houston. Clinical and counseling psychologist Robert White, a doctorate from Monash University, has concluded that a sense of happiness is a feeling of well-being and satisfaction with one's health, relationships, and work. Sparks of joy, like sex, music, food, and drink, too, add to it. But they are temporary. The keys to happiness are to keep good health, have good relationships, and be engaged in satisfying work.